When we take multiple images into Camera Raw and make edits to them, then we have the ability to save out all of the files at once, which can really help boost our productivity. Let's select these images in Bridge, and then use the keyboard shortcut Command-R to open them all up in Camera Raw. I want to crop all of these images to a specific aspect ratio. I want to crop them all to 4:6, or to 2:3, that's the same aspect ratio, because I want to output them at 4:6 inches at 300 pixels per inch. I'll select the Crop tool, and I'm going to choose the 2:3 aspect ratio. Then I'll click and drag out my crop marquee for the first image. I'll move to the second image and click and drag out my second marquee. If I need to reposition it, I can do so. Then we'll move to the third image and click and drag out the last marquee. I'll go ahead and tap Enter or Return. That's going to apply the crop and put the tool back. Now I want to save all of these images at one time. So in the upper left, I'll click Select All, and then I'll choose Save Images. Because the Crop tool only determines the aspect ratio, I actually need to go in and resize these images if I want them to be a specific size. But first, let's take a look at the destination. I'm going to save them in the same location. I am going to append the file name. In this case, I'm going to type in 4:6, and I'm going to save them in the Photoshop file format with only the copyright and contact information. I don't want Camera Raw to preserve the crop pixels, so I'll leave that unchecked. Then we'll scroll down, and I'm going to resize these images to fit. I've selected long side for my option. I need to change the long side to 6 inches. That way, it doesn't matter if the image is horizontal or vertical. The longer side is going to be 6 inches at 300 pixels per inch. If I want to, I can apply sharpening. In this instance, I'm going to print them to a matte paper, and I'll choose the standard amount of sharpening. Once I click Save, Camera Raw will go ahead and save all 3 of those images. Now, if I had 100 or 200 images, I could go through the same process. And in fact, if I needed to save out in 2 different file formats, I wouldn't even have to wait until the first batch was processed. I could always go into Save Images, even while it's processing, and change my settings. So say, for example, I wanted to export another set of images, the same size, but in this case, I want to export them as JPEGs. I would select JPEG, all of the settings. I could refine any of the other options that I want to. In this case, I would just maybe want to sharpen them for screen. And then I click Save. Once I've saved out those files, we'll go ahead and click Done. And you can see in Bridge all 3 sets. The ones that are selected are my original files. Then we have the JPEG files, and we have the PSD files. So saving directly from within Camera Raw can be a fast and easy way to save out multiple copies of our files in different formats for different uses.